Cinema has always been more than storytelling. At its highest level, film becomes pure visual experience. Color, composition, movement, and atmosphere working together to create worlds that feel almost unreal. Some movies don't just tell stories, they overwhelm the senses, turning every frame into something closer to a painting, a dream, or a hallucination. In this video, we explore films that are visually stunning in ways that feel impossible. Movies made with bold color palettes, meticulous framing, surreal imagery, and unforgettable visual identities. These are films where the visuals don't simply support the narrative, they are the narrative. From operatic fantasy to minimalist poetry, these movies prove that cinema can be as visually powerful as any other art form. Phantom of the Paradise, 1974. Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise is a fever dream of glam rock excess, split diopter shots, neon lighting, and theatrical madness. Visually, the film feels like a collision between gothic horror, pop art, and 1970s counterculture. Every set is exaggerated, artificial, and deliberately unreal. From the oppressive reds of the record company offices to the cold blues of the Phantom's underground lair, the camera constantly moves, glides, and distorts space, emphasizing mirrors, glass, and reflections to reinforce themes of identity and corruption. Costumes feel operatic and grotesque, pushing the film into near comic book territory. The visual chaos perfectly matches the film's manic energy, creating an aesthetic that feels both theatrical and nightmarish. It's not realism, it's spectacle, excess, and visual insanity, captured with total confidence. 9. A Single Man, 2009. Few films use color as emotionally as A Single Man. Directed by fashion designer Tom Ford, the movie is meticulously composed, with every frame feeling carefully styled and emotionally coded. The visual world shifts constantly based on the protagonist's inner state. Desaturated, muted tones represent grief and emptiness, while sudden bursts of hyper-saturated color appear during moments of connection or beauty. The film's symmetry, clean lines, and elegant compositions give it a museum-like stillness, making the characters feel isolated within perfect spaces. Lighting is soft yet precise, turning everyday moments into visual poetry. The result is a film that feels less like traditional cinema and more like a moving fashion editorial. Emotionally restrained, visually immaculate, and devastatingly beautiful. 8. Tampopo, 1985. Tampopo may seem like a simple comedy about food, but visually it's far more playful and inventive than expected. The film constantly shifts styles, from realistic street photography to absurd visual gags, dreamlike fantasies, and stylized food sequences shot with almost erotic intensity. Food is filmed with extreme care, steam rising in slow motion, glistening broth, close-ups that turn meals into visual centerpieces. The framing often mimics classic westerns, martial arts films, and melodramas, creating a collage of visual references. Tampopo's visual charm lies in its flexibility. It refuses to stay in one aesthetic lane, embracing whimsy, parody, and warmth in equal measure. 7. The Reckoning, 2003. Set in medieval England, The Reckoning uses its bleak landscapes and natural lighting to create a grim, painterly atmosphere. The film is dominated by earth tones, mud, fog, stone, and shadow, making it feel tactile and heavy. Interiors are lit by firelight and candles, casting uneven shadows that give scenes an almost Caravaggio-like texture. The camera lingers on faces, fabrics, and environments, emphasizing physical suffering and moral decay. Visually, the film avoids romantic medieval imagery, opting instead for raw realism that feels oppressive and haunting. It's not flashy, but deeply atmospheric, every frame soaked in gloom and historical weight. 6. Immortals, 2011. Immortals is pure visual excess. Inspired by classical paintings and sculpture, the film transforms Greek mythology into a surreal, hyper-stylized nightmare. Golds, blacks, and deep reds dominate the color palette, while massive sets and digital environments feel deliberately artificial, like gods moving inside a living fresco. Slow-motion violence, stark silhouettes, and symmetrical compositions give the action a ritualistic quality. The gods themselves feel sculpted rather than human, frozen in poses that echo ancient statuary. Every scene is designed to look iconic, even at the expense of realism. It's cinema as a visual spectacle, unapologetically artificial and visually overwhelming.
Are you minding this?
5. Stalker, 1979. Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker is visually hypnotic through restraint. The film contrasts sepia-toned industrial decay with lush, almost sacred natural landscapes. Long takes, slow camera movement, and carefully composed frames force the viewer to exist within the image rather than simply watch it. The zone feels alive. Water ripples, grass bends, rusted machinery decays in silence. Tarkovsky treats space like a spiritual presence, allowing textures and silence to dominate. The visuals are minimal but endlessly rich, turning abandoned places into poetic environments. It's a film that proves stunning visuals don't require spectacle, only patience and intention. 4. The Return of Martin Guerre, 1982. This film achieves visual beauty through historical authenticity. Natural light floods stone interiors, fields stretch endlessly under soft skies, and costumes blend seamlessly into the landscape. Nothing looks staged, everything feels lived in. The camera favors wide compositions and unhurried pacing, allowing the environment to breathe. Faces are often framed in soft daylight, giving the film a gentle, almost documentary realism. Visually, it captures the quiet poetry of rural life, where beauty emerges from simplicity and time itself feels slow. 3. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, 1964. Few films are as visually bold as this one. Every wall, costume, and prop is color coordinated with obsessive precision. Pastels explode across the screen, pinks, yellows, blues, transforming the city into a living musical painting. The camera glides smoothly through spaces, emphasizing movement and rhythm, while the saturated colors create emotional contrast beneath the cheerful surface. The visual design turns everyday locations into theatrical sets, blurring the line between reality and fantasy. It's not just colorful, it's rigorously controlled visual harmony. 2. Dreams, 1990. Akira Kurosawa's Dreams feels like stepping inside a series of living paintings. Each segment has its own distinct color palette, visual logic, and surreal imagery, from vibrant fields of flowers to apocalyptic landscapes bathed in red. The visuals are symbolic rather than realistic, using exaggerated colors, artificial skies, and painterly compositions. Kurosawa treats nature, nightmares, and imagination with equal visual reverence. Every sequence feels handcrafted, deliberate, and timeless, cinema as pure visual expression. 1. Dersu Uzala, 1975. At the top of the list is one of the most visually majestic films ever made. Shot across vast Siberian landscapes, Dersu Uzala captures nature with overwhelming scale and beauty. Endless forests, frozen plains, and shifting seasons dominate the screen, dwarfing human presence. Kurosawa frames characters against the immensity of the world, emphasizing humanity's fragility. Natural light, wide shots, and long takes allow the environment to become the film's true protagonist. The visuals aren't stylized, they're elemental, raw, and awe-inspiring. It's cinema that reminds us how powerful reality itself can be when captured with patience and respect. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden corners of cinema, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to Cinemira for more strange, forgotten, and fascinating films. Your support keeps this adventure alive. And trust me, there's so much more to discover together.